you, Madam Chair. Thank you for your testimony. I have a few questions for you. So there are no exceptions for victims of rape and incest, correct, in this bill?
The rape and incest in our state, we do not prohibit rape and incest abortions. As I said earlier, they're permissible. And generally, rape and incest, people tend to deal with that in the very early stages, days, weeks.
So there are no exceptions for rape and incest in the bill?
What this bill does is prohibit abortions on children that can feel pain. So we don't differentiate classes of children and say it's okay to put the pain on some classes of children and not on other classes of children.
Okay, so there are no exceptions for rape and incest.
The bill is about pain.
Let me move on to my second question. Why did you include the provision on page 2? I read that there's a provision about maximizing the survival of the unborn fetus with no regard for the impact it would have on the woman and the woman's health.
Which lines are you on? Where are you on?
Page 2, about the third paragraph down. The bill requires reporting of the nature of the pregnant woman's medical emergency and a statement of whether the method of abortion used was one that provided the best opportunity for the unborn child's survival.
Are you on the analysis or on the language of the bill?
Page 2 in the ledge analysis.
Yeah, you're on the analysis. You'd want to look within the statutory language of the bill.
So what do you think of that? So I'm reading it as the provision about maximizing. It's a provision that maximizes the survival of the unborn child with no regard for the impact it would have on the woman's life.
Yes.
There's no language
That's
in
not,
there that says no regard for the life of the mother.
So we keep referring back to the definition of medical emergency as we have it in our statutes, and that definition states that you basically have to do what you can for the mother. But we want to make sure that in this bill we have language added that we want to make sure that it's not going to be intentional killing of the child, just to kill the child. They're going to have to do whatever they can for the child also, whatever possible. So the medical definition, we're still going back to medical emergency as it's defined in the statutes to help the mother.
Why do you think medical groups like the Wisconsin Medical Society oppose the bill?
Yeah,
Hopefully they'll testify.
Well, again, that's refuted by other medical doctors in the state of Wisconsin that do not support that and write vigorously that they make it clear they don't represent the views on the proper care of disabled children in utero. So there are many that disagree with that.
But are you concerned that if you think that you have a solid bill here, why do all the medical groups in Wisconsin oppose this bill?
I haven't seen all the medical
I don't
groups
know
saying
what
they
are all the
oppose
groups.
the bill.
We certainly have many physicians that...
Well, certainly Wisconsin Medical Society does, and I would think that
I think there's a physician coming up that's going to
hold
actually
them in
talk
higher.
about
I would put my trust in physicians that...
work in the field.
Well, I would put my trust in the physicians that wrote this letter. I would want to be in their care if I were to be in a crisis situation, or a loved one of mine or anyone in the state of Wisconsin would be in a crisis situation. I would want them to be in the care of physicians that take the life-affirming approach.
Can I ask who wrote the bill, and did they have medical training?
Who wrote the bill? Our drafting attorney wrote the bill, as all bills are written.
Do either of you have any medical training?
What does that have to do with the bill? Do you have medical training?
The bill's before the Health Committee, and it could put the lives of many, many women in danger.
And it could save the lives of many children.
We're still going to do what we can for the lives of the women.
That's an appropriate question.
Well, it's a legal perspective. So we work with attorneys that write law and that understand that type of law.
But you also didn't consult the doctors that Representative Kolsty asked you about, or the health experts. You just did a lot of reading, you said.
I'd be glad
These
to
are
meet with you and all of those people, too. If you've had conversations with them, I'd be glad to sit down with you and all of these.
The experts, yeah, there's going to be experts coming, but the experts that we cite are experts who are fetal surgeons and who work in fetal anesthesia. These aren't just general OBGYNs.